it doesn't matter how light your skin is, how white passing you are, how whitewashed you are, you'll never be white. I'm so sorry to break it to you. You'll never, ever, ever, ever will be white. Because to them, and this is just stereotypically how, they see Spanish people, you'll just be another random Mexican. It's been almost 24 hours since Kamala Harris officially lost the presidential election for 2024. And honestly, I don't know how to feel about anything. One second I feel sad and depressed, the next I feel confused, the next I feel angry, the next I feel rage. I feel like throwing up. I don't feel hopeful for the future. And all these emotions are just very fresh because it literally just happened less than 24 hours ago. So, obviously my emotions are just all on edge. I've been on edge all day. And honestly, I haven't been in the mood to talk to anybody. And it's just so, it's just so hard to look at a positive future with the way everything has been playing out in the last 24 hours, let alone the last couple of years. And I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy or, trying to, be doubtful about the future, but it's just like, how many more of these elections do we have to, we have to fight. We have to go out and vote. This is the biggest election of our lifetime. This is the biggest election of our lifetime. Wasn't that the slogan for the last election? And the one before that? And the one before that? Like, it's always going to be, this is the biggest election of our lifetime. Oh, we have to do this. We should not be on edge every 4 years. Let alone with whoever ends up in the White House. We shouldn't have to be on edge every 5 seconds. Like, okay, what are they about to do? Are they about to put a reality TV star into the White House? Like, what's going to happen? Like, this should not be an option. This shouldn't even be a thing. Like, the fact that this is even a conversation, that orange clown is even an option, it just kills me. Like, it's just so fascinating to me, and not in a good way, how far America has allowed that to come. And I feel like maybe, I don't want to say that I'm stupid or foolish or blind, but I feel like maybe deep down inside, I had some type of hope, that people, will pull through, they'll vote for Kamala Harris, because I felt like she was qualified for everything. Well, she was much better than the orange clown, but here we are. And honestly, if we take it all the way back to when Biden first announced that he was stepping down, 100 days ago, 5 seconds ago, I threw in the white towel. I'm like, yeah, Biden, it's over. Yeah, you're going to put Kamala in your place, but it's over, because how is she going to run, when the election is literally in 5 minutes? You got 30 minutes, 30, yes. You got 30 minutes to do something, and now you're just gonna, here, Kamala, go out there and just, do better than me, because, I'm not in the position to do anything. And it's just like, you knew that. I'm pretty sure your whole entire team knew that, Biden, that, you had to step down a long time ago to give Kamala a winning or at least give her some type of playing field. But no, you decided to do it last minute selfishly, because it's fine. You'll step down and, you'll go on and whatever, you'll be fine. And then it's just us, the people, the citizens, who have to suffer for that. And it definitely isn't fair for Kamala Harris, who had 5 seconds to create a campaign and run for presidency in 5 minutes. Like, how is that fair? So going back to when she stepped in for Biden, she already went into this whole thing with everything stacked against her. She's a woman and she's black. And sadly, we know how the U.S. citizens feel about that. And I thought, yeah, they're not going to vote her in. Like, they're not going to vote a black woman into presidency. Like, if they definitely didn't do it with Hillary Clinton and her 2-inch high heels, they're not going to do it for Kamala. But part of me deep down inside, maybe foolishly, thought, okay, maybe things have changed. It's not 2016 anymore. Maybe, just maybe, I could give an ounce of hope to the idiots in the U.S. But no, sadly, they failed me yet again. Surprise, surprise. And I was just foolish to think otherwise. I gave them hope. And, as Kamala's campaign continued, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling hopeful. She's saying all the right things. Not saying that, her campaign is perfect, because obviously the second that she also stepped into the, spotlight, it was judgment. There was criticism. She was scrutinized from the very beginning for every little thing. Oh, why does she laugh at everything? Why is she having so much fun? Why is she dancing? Why is she having a good time? Why does she talk like that? Oh, she used to be a prosecutor. She has a shady past. And I'll give you that. Okay, yeah, some things could be true about her. But realistically, what politician isn't shady? And again, to me, I feel like people were just trying to justify a reason to vote for that orange clown. Like, they were trying to make themselves feel better. Like, if I downplay everything that she's bringing to the table, or at least trying to bring to the table, then I could feel better about voting for the orange clown because at least he's not doing X, Y, and Z. Which to me is crazy because, you would think that Kamala Harris was like a monster with the way people were talking about her. And again, she's not perfect. None of them are perfect, right? But damn, like, if you're really, how people say, you're going to choose the lesser of the two evils, why are you going to go with the orange clown? Like, you really see this woman as like the monster, like as this big bad wolf, that you would rather just vote for him instead? Like, just make it make sense. Like, just say that you hate black women, that you hate women in general, and that you just want an excuse to just vote for him and call it a day. You don't have to, constantly downplay everything that she has to say or everything that she do just, to give him the upper hand. And it's crazy to me because he has said and done much, much, much worse for years now. Yet, for some reason, they hold Kamala to a higher standard. Like, oh, yeah, he's doing this and he's doing all of that. Yeah, he's terrible. Anyway, so back to Kamala. Yeah, she's trash. And again, it's this whole, we already expect this type of behavior from him. We expect that from him. So we're going to hold him to a lower standard. And then for some reason, Kamala, she's just held on a pedestal and just anything that she says or does is going to be scrutinized, no matter what it is. Like, she could literally just come out and say, hey, I found the cure for cancer. Oh, but how come you didn't find the cure for something else? And again, this is the other thing that kills me too. That this whole, how the Democrats, they play this whole, we're gonna take the highway, and we're not really gonna go low with the Republicans. We love everybody, and we're here for the people, for everybody, not just us, but for them too. Meanwhile, the Republicans, they go low blow after low blow after, they play down and dirty with everything. And yet they continue getting their way, and the Democrats continue with this whole mentality of, it's all about love and, unity, and we're not going to take it there, and we're going to, win this election clean, and we're not going to have to play any dirty tricks. Well, sometimes you do have to play some dirty tricks. Like, sadly, you have to do, because obviously the way you're going about things, it's not working. Then election night happened, right? The map of the state started off white, and slowly, one by one, they started turning red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. But as the night progressed, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm seeing way too many red on this board. Like, what's going on here? I'm waiting around. I'm like, okay, there's a blue right there. And there's a blue in the corner. Oh, there's a red right there. Oh, there's another red. And another one. Oh, is that a red? I'm like, where's the blue here? Like, what is going on? And then, I'm looking at Twitter. What's so funny about Twitter is that even though it's just social media, you could just cut the tension with a knife. Like, I was just scrolling, and I'm like, let me not scroll too much. I felt like I was going to get cursed out by somebody. But I'm just going through these tweets, and I'm like, okay, what is happening? Everybody's kind of, feeling hopeful. But I feel like at this point, well, not yet, but I feel like there was a buildup of a fake hopeness, at least with me. Because I'm just like, okay, she's almost there, because he was ahead of her. And then eventually Kamala would catch up, sort of, kind of, but then he would just jump ahead. And I'm just like, okay, let's just continue being hopeful. And then everybody on Twitter continue, calling something the blue wave. And I'm like, where's this blue wave that everybody's speaking? Fuck a wave. I'm looking for a tsunami. When I lost hope in this whole situation was when Georgia turned red, because I believe in the last election they turned blue. This time around they turned red, and I'm like, what is going on? But I still held out hope. And then it wasn't until Pennsylvania turned red that, to me, that was the nail in the coffin. I'm like, it's really all over. Like, it's done. Like, I didn't want to be a negative Nancy, but I'm like, yeah, it's over. I had the same exact feeling that I did back in 2016 when I woke up and, I'm like, wait, what? He won? And then I remember crying that day too at work. And the same feeling this time around. I didn't cry, but I felt like I was gonna cry. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, this is crazy, right? Like, I just could not believe it. Why? Because I feel like this time around, I prepared myself for it, right? I prepared myself for it. I felt like the people going into this election, at least I thought, right? Foolishly, I thought, okay, this time around, they know what they're getting themselves into with this fool. Like, they know what he's about to bring, the chaos that he's about to bring. It's going to be different, right? Like, than 2016, because in 2016, I feel like we were all blindsided. I feel like back then, at least the way I thought, he's not going to win. Like, there's no way. Like, Hillary Clinton and her 2-inch high heels, she's definitely going to win. Like, right? Like, she's going to win, right? I was wrong, right? Same thing this time. I was stupid. I was foolish. I was lying to myself. Like Mariah Carey said. Like, I was just so dumb. I felt like I was gaslighting myself the whole night. I'm like, did he really just basically sweep the entire, states? And I'm looking at the map now, and it's just red all over with a sprinkle of blue. And I love conspiracy theories, so even that I started thinking about, like, wait a minute, something fishy's in the water, like, count the ballots again or do something, but this is not right, right? Because it wasn't like she lost by a couple of points. She lost by a lot of points. Like, he won the popular vote. Like, since when is he this popular? He won everything. He won the White House, the popular vote, the Senate. He won everything. He won RuPaul's Drag Race, the regular season, and All-Stars. He won America's Next Top Model, America's Got Talent. What else he won? American Idol. He just won everything. And then I see his dumbass come out and he does his congratulations speech, even before anything was called. And I'm like, wow. He's very bold, but again, this is very on brand for him, right? And then we finally get to see the mummy, Melania. We see her. I'm like, oh, there she is with her stiff neck. She came out like this. Hello, everybody. I'm like, Melania, where have you been? And, there were conspiracy theories that was not her. I'm like, I don't know. She has a little bit too much emotion and she's smiling a little bit too much to be Melania because usually, she secretly hates him. But okay, so she's there. He was there with his entire, cult and stuff, and he gives his whole speech, and I'm like, this is really it. And just seeing the whole entire crowd with the red hats, it's just, like, again, it just felt for me, and maybe I'll change my feelings about this, once I settle down, but I just felt like completely hopeless. I'm like, what is this? This is really what we're gonna have to face again for 4 more years, or who knows at this point, because I feel like at this point, I just don't think that he wants to leave that White Office at all. He's gonna make some type of change to just get rid of this whole presidency thing, and he's gonna be a permanent leader. But hopefully that's not the case, right? And what hurts the most in this whole situation is the Latinos who voted for him. And I say Latinos because I'm Latino, so to see a whole portion of them vote for this clown after everything he has shown you, after everything he has said, after every single racist comment that he has said in the last couple of years about your people, and for you to just willingly, oh yeah, I'm still gonna vote for him. It is crazy to me, but very on brand, sadly, because, and I'm not saying that all Latinos are like this, because we are not all like this. It's just, unfortunately, just like any minority or just any group of people, we all have the dumb group in it, right? And unfortunately, we have the idiots here too, who, one, they are not going to vote for anybody black. That's just a given. They are not going to vote for anybody black. They are going to vote for whatever's the complete opposite. And they're definitely, Latino men, they're definitely not going to vote for women. It's just not a thing. Absolutely not. Latino men do anything for a woman? Absolutely not. So in the Latino culture, at least, from, my upbringing and just seeing the women that I was always around, they were submissive to the men because the men will make the money. They will dangle it like a carrot in front of them. Like, hey, I pay for the bills. I run things around here. So without me, you have nothing because I have the money. You have no job. At least that's how some cases were, right? Again, not all Latino men are like this. Not all Latino women are like this. So the women had no choice but to, okay, fine, I'll just close my mouth and then I'll just go along with whatever you say and I have no say in anything. But let the roles reverse and let the women just want to be dependent and have a job and go do something. Let her have a job that pays a nickel or 25 cents, much more than the Latino man. Oh no, that can't be, that you're emasculating me. Then the machismo, that's what it's called in Spanish. The machismo comes out. Wait, what do you mean you're making more than me? Even if it's by a nickel or a penny or whatever. What do you mean you're making more than me? No, it's supposed to be the other way around. You're supposed to need me. What do you mean that, you don't really need me anymore? What do you mean you want to be independent? No, that's not a thing. So, of course, that mixed with racism, because racism, sadly, is rooted very deeply in the Latino culture. Again, not everybody, but it is there. And they were never going to vote for a woman, let alone a black woman. Absolutely not. A Latino man looking at a woman like, wait a minute, a woman running this country, that I worked so hard to put bread on the table, telling me what to do? Oh, no, that's not happening. That's hilarious. No, a woman telling me what to do? In what world? Because that's all they know. And that on top of this whole sick, twisted fantasy of these Latino men thinking that just because you vote for him and his cult, just because you wear the little red hat and you put hashtag Latinos for Trump, or because you're doing these stupid TikToks or whatever, you think all of that is going to make you white. And, knock, knock, it's not. It doesn't matter how light your skin is, how white passing you are, how whitewashed you are, you'll never be white. I'm so sorry to break it to you. You'll never, ever, ever, ever will be white. Because to them, and this is just stereotypically how, they see Spanish people, you'll just be another random Mexican. I am so sorry, because the second that you even think that you're gonna get behind the gate to go along with them, with the red hat and everything, you're gonna, oh, I can mingle with them. I'm one of them. I voted them. Blah blah blah. I voted for him, so we all have things in common. We're all the same people, right? Wrong, because the second that you step foot in there, they're all gonna look at you like, who's this random Mexican? Oh, no. He has to go back to his country. Like, who? He's not part of us. And then what? And this bullshit excuse of, oh, he's gonna make the economy better. He's gonna make everything cheaper. The groceries are gonna be cheaper. Well, I hope it's worth it when the holidays come around next year and you're sitting there at the dinner table wondering, where's Abuelita at? Where's Aunt Maria at? Where's Aunt Sophia? Where's Uncle Pablo? Oh, well, remember, knock, knock. Remember like almost a year ago when you voted that clown in for office and his first mission was to get rid of everybody undocumented and send them back to their country? Yeah, you had a big play in that, but no, you wanted cheaper vegetables because you wanted cheaper broccoli and carrots. Now your grandma is sitting back in her country on a one-way flight because you wanted some cheaper carrots, because you wanted some corn on the cob to be cheaper. Like, and again, it's crazy to me because again, this whole economy excuse, but yet all of Trump's morals, every single one of his morals that have just gone down the drain, all of that, they're just willing to, nope, I don't see any of that. Nope, I want cheaper vegetables. Nope, nope, I want cheaper milk. Nope, but he could be a racist. He could be this, that, and the third. He could say any offensive thing to any other group, but as long as you have, your cheaper vegetables. Like, same thing for the Puerto Ricans. Like, the fact that he basically endorsed that comedian, allegedly, saying Puerto Rico is a giant dump of garbage or whatever. And then that was the final straw for them. That's when they were like, oh, no, absolutely not. You could talk about black people, Indian people, Asian people, everybody else. But Puerto Rico, no, that's where you cross the line. Like, again, it's just like the moral compass is just so insane to me. And honestly, you basically really just reveal who you really are just by, the Puerto Ricans basically revealed who they really are just by admitting that. Like, you're okay with everything else that he was saying about every other minority or every other group of people. But yet the second that he pinches a nerve with you, that's when you don't want to vote for him anymore. And some people still went and voted for him regardless. Like, you cannot make any of this up. I wish I was lying, but it's just so insane. And now the Latinos are getting chewed up online. And honestly, I can't even defend them. And I don't feel sorry for them, even though I am a part of, a Latino. But, obviously I'm not part of that group of Latinos. But I can't even defend them because, you are stupid. You are dumb. Like, I am so sorry. Like, and then what kills me is that when all of this eventually starts playing out and they start seeing all the chaos, in the future, they're going to be sitting there like, wait a minute. But what about my red hat? What about the hashtag Latinos for Trump? Like, you still want to send my grandma away? But what? I thought we had a thing. I thought we were on the same group. No, you'll never be one of them. Like, get it through your head. Like, just, and again, maybe it's because I'm just foolish and I wish that we could all just, be together and look out for each other because that's the way I look at it. I look out for all the minorities, all of us together. And it just seems that people, in this case, the Latinos, these specific Latinos, have their own selfish agenda. And it's very disheartening and it's very humiliating, actually, because now I have to not only look at white people. Not all white people are terrible, but I have to look at not only white people, but now I have to look at, my own people like, how do you really get down? How do you really get down politically? Because, with me, I'm not allowing just anybody around me because I'm not somebody that, our political things could be different and, we could think different. No. I'm not like that at all whatsoever. Like, I have to know where you align politically. We have to align together because if we don't, that's just not something I'm sweeping underneath the rug. I'm so sorry. Our relationship, no matter what it is, it will end. And luckily, I've been, fortunate enough to like really just be a good judge of character even before I allow you anywhere near my circle to know, okay, you're not the type of energy I want because I know where you are politically or whatever. And, that comes to coworkers as well. Like, I really just, no. Like, earlier today, actually, I was talking to somebody at this job, and she was one of my favorite coworker. Notice how I said was, because it changed so quickly. And I was talking to her, and she's Mexican, and I was just like, who did you vote for? I have no issue asking you that. She was just like, I caught her off guard, and she was just like, uh, she started stuttering, and I'm like, oh, I see where this is going. And I was just so disappointed because I really liked her. But just like that, that friendship could go in the grave for me. It won't mean a thing to me. The ring didn't mean a thing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, the friendship won't mean a thing to me. It really won't. And again, thankfully, I've had friendships who we do align politically, and I haven't had to worry about any of that in my circle, so I'm thankful for that. With coworkers, it's a whole different thing, right? But obviously, you're forced to be together. But then this bitch, this lady was just like, oh, I didn't vote for anybody. I didn't vote for anybody. And I'm like, oh, really? And 2 seconds later, she started trashing Kamala. She was just like, oh, yeah, I heard so many bad things about her. She wants to separate people from their families. She is terrible. She's this, that, and the third. So I was just like, okay, what about the clown? What about him and all the racist comments that he has said about Mexicans, because you're Mexican yourself? What did she say? Yeah, no, but you know what? He has money though. I feel like he could actually stabilize the economy, and I'm like, not you too. Like, you're also a dumbass. Like, it was just so sad to see that friendship or that work friendship go right in the garbage. I'm like, yeah, get away from me. Like, and she's Mexican too. On top of that, like, just beyond fucking stupid. But and then on top of that, women. Women just, the women who voted for him, you do know that if you ever want to have a abortion, in the future, that's questionable now. Like, you might have no choice but to keep the baby now, whether you like it or not, and because of your choice, because you wanted to be a part of the people that voted for him. Like, just so insane. And then the fact that his own people are like, oh yeah, I voted for him. Okay, Jennifer, but what when you're in college and you get pregnant by Connor or Tim or Timmy or Bobby, and you don't want to have the baby because it was an accident, it was a one-night stand, then what? What are you gonna do then? Because you can't go up to Connor and be like, Connor, can we whatever, because what's his name is in office and he doesn't allow that anymore. Then what? What are you gonna do then, Jennifer? This whole thing has just been very disheartening and very eye-opening that, America is it's just a mess. It's just a huge, huge mess. And it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. But for some reason, it's still surprising. I don't know how that makes sense, but it's shocking, but it's not shocking. But it still shocked me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, people are just beyond garbage, and people are like, oh, let's just hold out. It's only going to be 4 years. It's only 4 years. Only? Like, that is crazy. I get it that people are trying to be optimistic, but absolutely not. That sounds crazy. Like, oh, it's only going to be 4 years. Then he's not going to be able to run the next election, allegedly. Who knows if that's going to be a thing in the future. But 4 years? Again, it's been less than 24 hours, and I personally can't even handle it, so... So I don't know. I'm going to try to be optimistic about things and just try to, keep peace within my own mind so I don't go crazy, or I just don't look at humanity as garbage, because that's what I feel now. And I don't like saying that about people, or I don't like feeling like people are garbage, but some people just, I don't know. Some people just a lost cause. And I thought this newer generation was just going to know better, but it just seems that we just continue going back. And I don't know. Again, at this point, I'm just rambling. I'm just, whatever. I need to go lay down and take a nap or take a shot or do something. But let me know what you all thought about this whole situation, this whole election process. How do you feel about it? Do you feel hopeful? Do you think that something different is going to happen in the future? Or... just tell me what you think about this whole situation down in the comments, and stay safe, everybody, because again, I know his people are just gonna feel even more bold to stay and do stupid shit, because I already see it online. I'm like, you just really getting bold with these words and these racist comments and stuff, and I just know it's gonna be even worse. But, Kamala, she tried with what she was given, and, okay, that's that. Let me know what you all thought about this whole entire election process as of now in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.